Hello, everyone. It's Kavita from Red Door Yoga. Thank you for joining me online for the Red Door Yoga Mini Sutra series. Today, I wanted to talk to you about recognizing a true threat. Okay, so as we have been going along, we are currently in the middle of a pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, and that has caused a lot of stress for a lot of people, and a lot of people feel very threatened by the virus itself, very threatened by other people as a result of the fact that they believe that other people may expose them to the virus, very threatened by a loss of, let's say, income, their job in its entirety, perhaps, their social circle, but they feel very threatened as a whole. And with that, it brings us to the part where we need to be able to differentiate between a true threat or a real threat and an imagined threat. So, I was actually chatting with my meditation students recently. I've continued to run my meditation philosophy classes through Zoom, and as a result, I've been able to meet with my meditation students weekly, and we have our philosophy discussion, and homework, and all the rest of it. So things have continued along as they always were, but just simply from a distance. And with that in mind, by the way, if any of you would like to join us for the meditation and philosophy classes, you can register for them on the Red Door Yoga website. And that website is www.reddooryoga.ca. And you would go to the upcoming schedule, which is under group practice. Okay? All right. So, but with that, I was recently talking to my students in my meditation class about a story written by Joe Hyman about Bruce Lee. So Bruce Lee was actually training him. And one day Bruce Lee took him out into his driveway and he said, okay, I want you to stand there and I want you to extend your leg out as far as you can and then slowly pivot so the leg was, moving around. And as Joe's leg was moving around, Bruce Lee was taking a piece of chalk and drawing a circle. I guess that would be the radius of the leg. Okay. And so based on the length of the leg, the circle was that big. Okay, so the idea then was that if Bruce Lee was outside of the circle, he couldn't actually harm Joe in any way. If he was just at the edge of the circle, just inside the circle, he could hit him, but he couldn't do much to him, okay, because Joe still had the ability to defend himself with the leg. That was still quite a distance for him, okay. And so, once the circle was drawn, Bruce Lee then stood outside the circle and started to make some feinting moves. So basically, some moves that would say, I'm going to hit you. And he watched Joe tense up. And he said, you're tense. I'm outside of your circle. I can't harm you. Relax. So then he came closer and he came to the edge of the circle and he started to make those moves. And again, Joe kind of tensed up and he said, I can't really harm you here. Relax. Okay? And so at one point in time then, he really stepped into the circle. And at that point in time, Joe backed up. And at that point in time, Bruce Lee said, good. He said, so long as I'm outside of the circle, or so long as I'm, near the edge of the circle, it's like I can't really do anything to you. But in the case where I really enter your space, now I'm a threat, now you need to back up, which is what he did. Okay. And so Joe said, yeah, but what if somebody's inside my circle and it really threatens me? And he says, well, look, basically, your job is to move back and basically keeping your circle away from me. So if I'm outside the circle, don't move. But if I'm inside, if I've gotten in, your job is to just back up and maintain that distance. That distance is the circle distance, and it says, here you can't hurt me, so I can just keep staying relaxed every time I back my circle up from you. So long as you can't get in my circle, I'm okay, I'm relaxed. Okay? He says, but if somebody does enter into your circle and you cannot or will not back up anymore, you will not adjust yourself, then he said you need to fight. Now, I'm not training you guys to be quote-unquote fighters in terms of martial artists here. What I am saying, though, is as a tendency, we tend to think our circle is way bigger than it is. So everything way out there seems to be a threat to us, okay? Because if our circle is 5 meters in diameter, then something 5 meters away from us seems like a threat. It's like at the edge of our circle any minute now, it's inside of our circle. Our circles are actually a lot smaller than that. And remember, the circle represents the area in which you can actually be harmed, consequentially be harmed. And so if you are currently going through an awful lot of stress in relation to this pandemic, in relation to COVID-19, and it doesn't even have to be that, it could be anything, it becomes really important that you start to do the work to determine, where is my real circle? Not my imagined circle, but my real circle. Where am I really and truly, consequentially under threat? That's the first thing to do. Determine where your circle is. But the next thing to do is to get comfortable with taking the responsibility of moving your circle around when a threat enters into the space. And as Bruce Lee said, only when you cannot or will not adjust your circle in terms of moving, backing up, that's when you fight. Before that, there's no need for aggression. There's no need for angst. Relax. Relax physically, relax mentally, relax emotionally. I hope this was helpful, everyone. And I look forward to seeing you online again very, very soon. If you'd like more guidance over time, I do actually run a mentorship program. I will not be opening the doors to the mentorship program until September, but I would highly suggest that you go to themasterfulpath.com, and there you'll be able to input your name onto the wait list. And once you've done that, your name will be there, so that when the doors do open in September, you'll get an email from me letting you know, and it'll then show you more information about the mentorship, because it would be my genuine pleasure to have you as a mentee and to guide you along this path of self-mastery, which has made a world of difference in my life and is making a world of difference in the lives of my mentees as well. Okay? Thank you, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Namaste.